Hello and welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother Breakdown.
And you join us in the Ekin-Su studio.
That was terrible, but welcome back. We needed you here for that kind of content.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad that I bring something. The reason why I say that is because I don't know about you, but I know we joked about this, but I feel like Ekin is in there doing our work for us.
She's perfect.
Has that girl trained in journalism?
Oh, she's brilliant.
Because if so, I need to go there too.
Well, you were missing from yesterday's podcast, but you were off getting a very, very juicy story about Ekin-Su and Davide, which we're going to talk about coming up. So please stay tuned because it's a real goodie. And we've also got an interview with Lauren Goodger, and she's got a connection to Ekin-Su as well.
Oh my god! So she's obviously CBB royalty, but also Towie royalty. And does she know Ekin from off of Essex?
Off of Essex. They live nearby. They're neighbours.
Juicy.
And Lauren Goodger is obviously, she's coming back to Towie. This is a big story that has broken for all us Towie fans. We love it that a real OG is coming back.
Amazing.
And she's kind of got all of the gossip on Ekin and what she thinks about romances potentially in the house.
Amazing. Oh my God. So we've got lots of Ekin coming up for you from friend and neighbour and then ex. So juicy. In the meantime, obviously, some of the work Ekin's been doing for us is grilling Gary Goldsmith on Where's Kate? I gasped. Because obviously we're all talking about
She's speaking for the nation, isn't she?
She really is. But I think that just on Twitter last night, everyone was just saying, oh my God, as if she's gone in there with the Where's Kate? Because, I mean, it's true. The rumours have become wild about Kate Middleton obviously recovering from her operation. We're all respecting her privacy. Ekin is not respecting Kate Middleton's privacy. And just sort of said, Gary, where's Kate?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you get the impression that Gary doesn't know? I feel like Gary is just telling us things so far that he's read in the Sun. I honestly don't think that he's got any other inside intel at all.
Well, look, you know, if I had a family member who was going on Celebrity Big Brother, I would purposefully not be telling them things. As soon as I knew that they were going in, I'd be like, well, just pop you on mute in that chat group and set up a side group, a side WhatsApp group.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, rapidly got set up.
Yeah. I mean, he's doesn't have any... Okay, they're related, but I think that's as far as it goes. I don't feel like he's bringing anything else in.
No.
But the chats are interesting of when he's speaking to Fern or Ekin, where we're getting their side, their kind of intel on it, or we're getting their opinion on it. That's what I'm enjoying because it's bringing out their thoughts that they haven't maybe made public before.
Yeah.
But as for Gary, I don't think, if we were depending on him to be in there getting us goss, I don't think he's not really delivering.
No, Fern and Ekin are our girls on that. But obviously, Gary is up for eviction.
Yes.
And I honestly feel like he will go.
Yeah, it's a shame. But I think we were talking to Sally Morgan on the podcast yesterday, and she had said that he must be feeling a lot of pressure because he kind of has to deliver and give these lines that keep him in. So I wonder whether he has held back on anything to then save it, sort of to say, well, if you keep me in, I'll give you more royal gossip. And I think potentially that could save him. But whether he actually got anything under his belt, I'm not sure.
Well, I thought last night, exposing his game plan slightly, he said when he realised he was up for eviction, I've not done everything I wanted to yet. And I thought, oh, he means obviously change public perception of himself and all that kind of thing. So maybe he sort of game plan stage 1 was talk about the royals to prove my worth. Game plan stage 2, change public perception of myself. But obviously if he doesn't reach stage 2, he's just gone in there and like doubled down on what we all think about him already.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him bringing much more to the table, but he does seem, I don't know, he seems fine, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He does seem fine.
I just think the British public have such a relationship with the royal family where it's like we all love the gossip and we love the tea, but don't be gossiping about the royal family.
Yeah, it's a real, and I actually feel like that way split. It's a catch-22. You want to know, but also I'm really protective of Kate.
It's funny, isn't it?
When they started to talk about these kind of conspiracies, you're like, well, I do want to know, but at the same time, like, we don't want to know that. Definitely. I loved Ekin's kind of reaction to it. A few of us were talking in the office this morning about it, where, you know, she was discussing Kate coming back as if she was a bit of a reality TV star. She was like, she'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, we all want her back.
Scandal. She'll be back.
She'll be back for season 2.
I loved it.
Oh, I love it.
Other Gary stuff. Bed drama.
I've got a theory.
Okay, brilliant. We love a theory. Go.
He definitely fell out of that bed on purpose to try and create some sort of funny moment.
Did you think that?
Discuss.
I mean, I've seen quite a lot of people saying it, suggesting it, but really, that's desperate times.
So here's what backs up my theory.
Okay.
I know you love a theory.
I love it.
So I don't know whether you saw a Late and Live last night. Will revealed that Gary took that sash in himself. So I don't know whether you've seen him in this sash. It says Chief Entertainment Officer.
I mean, cringe.
Yeah. That would be like...
Is there anything worse than that?
No, I know.
That's
that
awful.
would be like you walking around having a sash that said Tom Clare Fan Club.
It's also, you know, like a sign that you just don't need.
Yeah,
it's just obvious.
I know. So to me, that is someone who, you know, I've already talked about him having a game plan. It's almost like he wants to create these funny, oh, I'm so funny and zany, and that caca thing that he does.
Yeah.
Totally did it on purpose, calling it.
I mean, Coulson looked so bemused. His little face was like, what just happened?
Yeah, Coulson thinks it's fake too.
I do think he would agree with you if we could talk to him.
Let's ask Coulson, make a note.
Yeah, that was a really funny moment. I think that's what's been really great about the series so far. We're very early days, so we are still kind of, everyone's settling in. But there's been real humour with a bit of bitchiness.
Yeah.
And last night we got to know loads, especially on Late and Live. I actually thought that they'd saved some really good, good exclusive footage.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to come up on tonight's show, but I felt as if it was missing a trick from not being in the main show.
I think they've just got so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, what an amazing position to be in. Mm-hmm. Because I think I said to you earlier as well, like we're almost at a point where we don't need the challenges and the games, because it's just like revelation after revelation. Just completely thrown away. Sharon Osbourne slagging off James Corden. It just felt like blow after blow of amazing gossip.
Good. So good.
Yeah, about how much of a name dropper James Corden is with his designer labels. Lol.
I really like your shoes. And he goes, yeah, Stella McCartney. I'm like, I didn't ask you who made them. I just said I like your shoes.
It's just funny stuff, isn't it?
Do you think
Fern
was
another
also
one?
Name dropper in terms of celebs that he knows or friends with?
Probably.
Because I feel like he is like that. Isn't he?
I just think it's brilliant because we obviously like to speculate that these celebrities all have the stories in their back catalogue ready to bring out, but they actually are bringing them out. Fern Britton, for example, talked about Philip Schofield.
Maybe he's coming in as a surprise.
Yeah,
well, yes. I might have to leave at that point.
So great.
Yeah.
So she said she would leave if he came into the house. So that says it all. You don't really need to actually add anything to that.
No.
Clearly not on good terms.
No.
And they fell out years ago.
Yeah.
And I quite liked what she said about commenting on the drama of this morning is a bit unfair when she hasn't been in that environment for 15 years. But she knows him and she was able to sort of deliver what she wanted to say so brilliantly.
Yeah.
I'm really loving Fern. She's one of my favourites so far.
I agree.
Again, like it's the journalism that she's being able to sort of like ask the right questions. And she's opening up. And we had a story in The Sun this week where our insiders in Big Brother are saying that she's been really open with the producers before going into the show about wanting to talk about her marriage. And so she was with Phil Vickery. He was a chef on This Morning, and they were together for about 20 years. And they split up, and it was so out of the blue for us. And we were just like, whoa, okay, this is just, I think it was like 2020. 2 years afterwards, he's seen kissing her best friend in the street. And we've all just been left hanging. I think Phil at the time put out a statement on Instagram saying, "Oh, we were just out for dinner, like, for goodness sake." I was like, "There's pictures of you snogging."
I just tripped and fell onto her lips.
I mean, I know that celebrities do tend to sort of try and deny things if it doesn't suit them. But there's actual photos of you snogging, like, you know, come on, Phil. So I really want to know how she feels about that. And apparently that's coming up, where she's going to be delving into the breakdown of her marriage, what went on, if they're on good terms now or not. So yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Oh my God. Well, speaking about breakdown of relationships, shall we chat about Davide and Ekin-Su?
Desperate to hear about this, yes.
So, obviously we know that Davide and Ekin, it was always very rocky. They split up in January, finally calling time on that. And up until now, things had been like fairly cordial. They'd sort of said that they respected each other. Davide out in Dubai, living the high life, doing what men tend to do after breakups. Women too, but let's say, you know, the sports cars, the women, all of that sort of stuff.
I'm absolutely fine. I don't care about this.
And then Ekin went into Celebrity Big Brother. And we had a story in The Sun just last week about how Davide was really unhappy about this because he really wanted to go on to Celebrity Big Brother. He'd been really trying to get a meeting with ITV, and they just snubbed him because they always wanted Ekin. So obviously, you know, that made it even worse that she was going in there looking so stunning in that white dress, the Hollywood waves. And Davide's out in Dubai, and we have received a video in from a Sun reader who met Davide on that night in Dubai, and it's Davide's reaction to Ekin and everything that's gone on. And let's just say he's not held back. Now we're going to play the video for you now, and read into this what you will. Everybody certainly laughs after he makes the comment. So you could say it's bitter. You could say he's joking. Have a little watch and see what you think. But this is Davide revealing how he feels about Ekin-Su going into Celebrity Big Brother. A source close to Davide told The Sun, Davide has understandably been going through a tough period recently and not been feeling his normal self. He's been trying his best to put a brave face on and get back to the fun Davide that everyone knows and loves by going out socialising more and focusing on his fitness to help with his mental health. While on an evening out with friends, a group of people he had never met before began to harass him with questions about his ex-partner, resulting in him attempting a tongue-in-cheek remark to brush it off. He knows he shouldn't use language like this, even if it is in retaliation to other unkind words, and will try to walk away from situations in the future.
Are you team Ekin-Su or team Davide?
I'm team love.
Okay, just because you wear the shirt, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that
Oh,
you have to...
no. Well, I think it's clear that both of them are very hurt by the situation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, she's going on about it so much. She manages, this is every girl in every breakup, I feel, that you manage to like turn the conversation back to her heartbreak or her breakup. You know, it's that she's just really reveling in it.
Yeah.
And she wants to talk, and that's when that you are the most hurt.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And they're both definitely dealing with it in their own ways. And while Davide's way currently feels the most toxic, arguably,
Ooh.
you know...
Throwing the toxic word out
Well, I mean, look, if you're going out and living the high life, you maybe sort of make decisions you don't necessarily agree with the next day, and it's a very difficult one. So
yeah.
Look, that's why I think it's important for you guys to watch that and sort of see what you think yourselves.
And I do think that with Davide, he's kind of that as a relationship has gone on, she's become more successful than him, and I do think that there are certain situations with relationships like that where there can be jealousy, and obviously there shouldn't be. You should be a team and helping each other and being pleased with the other person. But there does feel a bit of a shift where Davide's maybe not gone on to do the things that he was expecting to do. Whereas Ekin, she's just never been off TV. She was doing Dancing on Ice, The Traitors US. She's now in Celebrity Big Brother. Whereas Davide was posting pictures of him at the airport while everyone was going to All Stars and then not going into All Stars. That's kind of what he was up to.
Yeah.
Poor Davide.
Oh, no. Anyway, so someone that does know Ekin away from the telly is Lauren Goodger.
Yeah.
So she chats to us, hasn't she, all about being neighbours with Ekin.
Yeah.
And what she thinks about the fact that people think that her and Nikita could have a house
Not just
romance.
people, Felicity. Louis Walsh.
Louis Walsh needs to have a little chat with Paul Bronson, I think. Our fave dating coach
It needs
expert.
to be a guest appearance on that, I think.
Louis done that thing where, I don't know if you've got someone like this in your life, but honestly, my mum, if there was any attractive man in the room and I was single, would be like, he's nice. And you know when you're like...
That's all that there is in common, that you're both single.
And of sort of an appropriate age. And it feels like Louis gone.
Yeah.
That's a boy and a girl romance. Hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't really personally see Ekin-Su and Nikita happening, but let's see what Lauren thinks about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I know Ekin, she's my neighbour. So I speak to her anyway, so I knew all that. I knew she was going in, and I knew about her breakup and stuff, but I feel like good for her. Let her do her. She needs it. It's work as well at the end of the day. And this might do her good, you know, give her that confidence. She's Ekin in her own right, do you know what I mean? So it's nice when you come out of Love Island, you come out as a couple, and you kind of probably lose your own identity. So her doing this, she's doing her own shows now, so she's getting her own name rather than being known from Love Island with a couple.
What's she like away from the cameras?
She's really sweet. She went to my school. I don't remember her. I'm older, but she went to my school. And she's just a really nice girl. I know people that she knows.
Yeah.
And she just seems quite sweet. When she moved in, she was like, text me, we've got a spare charger, and I popped over to say hello, and we've got each other like there. If we need each other, we've got each other where we live. It's quite funny.
Yeah, she seems quite lonely. She said like she doesn't have many friends, and she, you know, like she said.
Yeah, no, I do. She does say that, but she's such a nice girl. I wouldn't know why. Like, I have never seen a bad side, and I wish I'd want her to win, really. For the Essex girls.
Exactly. And I think, you know, she has been through a bit of a tough time, hasn't she?
Anyone that goes through a breakup, especially the public eye, it does take a toll. Going through a breakup anyway, can you imagine doing it? That's what you're known from, the show, and then you break up and everyone's talking about it, and then you're paranoid, and so I think she's going to hopefully show who she really is. I think at the minute she's a little bit vulnerable.
I was going to ask you actually on the topic of Ekin-Su, just going back. Louis said last night he sensed potentially a romantic connection between Nikita and Ekin-Su. Knowing Ekin-Su and being her neighbour, could you see something happening there?
Well, I doubt it. I doubt that then. I don't think it's going to go on television and form a relationship. I don't know if she's ready for that. She's not spoke about it. So I don't really think it's a shame. I actually was sitting there with my mum watching everyone go in, and I was like, I really hope there's a young, hot guy that goes in for Ekin. They didn't put anyone in, did they? Normally, back in the day, the original Big Brother, it was all relationships and like forming and like young people and all that going off, especially with the alcohol. But this one, they haven't put anyone in. There's more people going in. I'd love to see that.
There could be a twist, couldn't there? I mean, people have gone in relationships in the outside world and formed connections in there. I remember Sarah Harding, God rest her soul, for Chad, didn't she, when she was with someone on the outside? And you know, it does happen.
We had people, didn't you? You do look back now, years and years ago. There was loads have gone on.
Yeah,
with couples like Lee from Blue.
Yeah,
that triangle, Stephen Bear and Chloe.
Yeah,
it happens, doesn't it? But this time they just haven't really. Oh, it's gone really dark. They haven't put anyone in.
And is Ekin-Su not really the kind of girl that will go with for someone who'd have a girlfriend on the outside?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it very much. I don't even think she's going in there for that. I think this is a career move. It's an experience. She's been offered it. Why wouldn't she do it? Again, she's new to the industry. She's got to do these big shows. And that's what we did back in the day.
I completely forgot that Lauren Goodger was in a girl band with Jess Wright. I love it.
That is insane.
I know.
And also, she was 10 years ago on Celebrity Big Brother. That's mad in itself.
Also, I really relate to Lauren Goodger on probably just only this one thing, that she's like, Simon Cowell said to her, lay off the fake tan. And she's like, I've just got back from Marbs, actually. And I am perpetually saying to people, I've just got a tan. I'm not making myself this orange. I'm just orange.
That is my skin colour, orange.
That is just my skin.
So, hilarious moments, really, the whole way through from Louis. So much so that I can't even pinpoint like one in particular. He just makes me laugh. I don't think he's meaning to make me laugh, but I don't know, he's just got that... It's that bumbling thing that he does where they're in a conversation. I think especially he was sitting talking to Lauren and she really wanted to tell him this Simon Cowell story because it was a bit of a showy-offy thing.
Yeah.
I met Simon, he fancied me. Years later, he recognised me. Like, she was really showing off. But he kept interjecting her and interrupting. And she was just like, Louis, just let me finish my... Like, you could really see her so annoyed. Just let me finish my story. He just kept butting in.
Yeah.
I loved it. He's just so excitable. And he just wants to like make a comment like, oh yeah, I know he does that. Yeah, he does that. This is my Simon. I know Simon.
I know.
Brilliant.
We should start like a little count of like Simon mentions.
Oh yeah.
We're in triple figures already.
I feel like he's actually in the house. He's just asleep.
Oh my God.
Maybe he's in a secret bedroom.
Yeah, with Sharon.
I was gutted about the whole Sharon and Simon revelation though, about that they're not really... friends anymore.
Yeah. But you know, I think if you put them in a room together, they'd probably still have a lovely old chat.
They would. Oh, maybe we should get him in. I think I'm going to call ITV after this and be like, do you know what? Send Simon in.
We'll get Simon in for the breakdown.
Yeah. Do you mind?
My favourite bit. Now, as I've already said, I don't necessarily think that these games and challenges are necessarily needed right now because there's so much going on just from the natural conversations going on.
Yeah.
But the horse race challenge was lols.
I love the names, which we'd revealed yesterday on the podcast. Hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God, brilliant.
Who came up with that? We need to get them at the Sun writing all of our puns, don't we?
Yes. David Potts in that was just brilliant because, oh my goodness. I mean, they'd made him wear trousers, so he automatically was unable to move.
Maybe that was like what he was really struggling with the most.
Well, do you know, another little revelation I borrowed here from Late and Live, Will said that apparently he had injured himself twerking on launch night. So David was actually injured and that's why he couldn't get over the hedges.
Imagine going to the doctors. How did you hurt yourself? Well... It was some twerking.
Funny story.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I know.
That's funny.
Speaking of twerking, did you see civilian Big Brother's Olivia on Late and Live?
Yes. She's a character.
Honestly, every opportunity where she could do one of her dances, she did one of her dances.
She's a dancer. She's got the moves, and if you got it, flaunt it.
I know.
That's what I say.
I just love that for her. She's like, I don't know if they're going to book me again, so you better believe I'm dancing.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, love that for you, honestly. So tonight, I don't know yet, I'm letting you down here on the tea, if there's any games coming up, but what we do know is happening tonight is nominations. So we know that Gary's already up for eviction, but there are also regular housemate nominations, and I was surprised by both of these.
Okay.
Fern nominates Ekin.
After their heartfelt chat?
Yeah. And
I wonder if she didn't think it was genuine like I did.
Yeah, interesting. And Louis nominates Bradley.
Oh.
Yeah. And to me, those are two very... They feel like lovely middle of the pack.
Why would you go out of your way to mention?
They both seem very easy to live with. Ekin's constantly washing up. Bradley, bless him, he's just a lovely lad, and surely there's other people.
I couldn't think of a reason to nominate him. No. It will be so interesting to hear what it is.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, unless it's just because it's not been very long, they haven't had the chance to actually talk, and then you end up going off of that. We haven't spoken.
Who you've not made a connection with yet.
So did they only get one nomination each?
Oh, I'm not sure. Those are just the two that I know about. Okay. Good question.
I wonder whether that's because if we've already got Gary up, maybe they don't need as many of the nominations. Yeah. I think it will be a shame to see Gary go, but I can't think who else I would want to go instead, because he is sort of the one I'm like, it's like we've heard what he's going to say.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of people will vote for David Trotz.
That's his name now. You are now your horse name.
I'm just always going to call him David Trotz now. I do think people will probably nominate him.
Yeah.
Sharon can't get over his legs. Louis cannot get over his legs. Louis has been so savage. What do you think about him being as savage as he's being?
I think that there's an incredible amount of self-awareness there of him going in the diary room and saying, I'm constantly worried that I'm going to say the wrong thing.
But then
and that I'm going to say something
say the wrong thing and something bad.
Look, I know that how these things work, and there have been sort of videos circulating of number of the housemates doing problematic things, sort of from back in the day and so on, and Louis certainly is no stranger to that. But I mean, touch wood, we're on savage at the minute, not nasty.
Yeah.
So let's hope that we stay in that.
I don't think he is nasty. I think he's just really,
generational.
It's a generational thing, and I think he's more so that just he's being honest, and him being honest is probably like his inside thoughts are coming out because he's really cozy with Sharon and he feels in a safe space to be able to say it. Then he goes into the diary room and he thinks, oh my God, actually I've said something really mean. Like I need to sort of say something nice about them in there. I do like his diary room chats though. They're just so bumbling and funny.
Me too. Do you think that when we speak to Louis afterwards, we can hopefully A, speak to him, and B, have him say to us, you look like a podcaster. You sound like a podcaster. You are not a podcaster.
I think that would be a dream come true.
I think that if he saw the top of this show where I described this room as the Ekin-Su studio, that would count me right out.
Yeah,
so
you'd be cancelled immediately.
Up.
That actually was one of my favourite moments from last night, was watching them all perform, and they actually did great, didn't they?
Oh,
and Louis just sat there, just like really enjoying it. Where was Sharon at that point?
She was still asleep, I think.
Oh.
Didn't she rock up at like 4 p.m. and go, "Good morning"?
That's her thing.
I know.
Whenever we're going to see her now, because she's obviously in the building here, we'll just be like, "Good morning."
At any time of the day, particularly.
Nighttime, good morning.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think it was ick. I loved the performance.
No, day 3, group song, ick.
It was just like Nikita, like taking it really seriously with his dance moves.
Yeah.
And no, it was brilliant. That's more of this, please. But yeah, we're back tomorrow to discuss. You're going to be sticking around, are you? No secret missions tomorrow?
No secret missions tomorrow.
Davide can relax.
Oh. No secret missions tomorrow, but obviously I do have my separate bedroom and my lair that I retire to.
Yeah. I'll just be in with everyone else.
Off I go. It's way before 4 p.m, so obviously I need to go back to bed and emerge later.
I'll be falling out of bed. That's my character.
See ya.
See you.